Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Daniel.Azurin, and we back at it again, man. We back at it in a new video, new series, and this video is gonna be so amazing. You know why? Because I'm giving out a lot of fitness advice to all you people out there who want to lose weight, who want to gain muscle, and who just wants to know how they count their calories, how they count their macros. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys about your macros. So first of all, what are your macros, right? So macros is just short for macronutrients, and what all that is it's the total amount of calories that refers to the three major components in every diet. So it's your protein, your carbs, and your fats. So all these have a caloric number, so they all weigh something. So every gram of protein and carbs is 4 calories per gram, while fat being 9 calories per gram. So basically, this is what a macro is. Your macros are the total calories of your protein, carbs, and fats. That's what your macros are. And do I gotta explain to you guys what a carbohydrate is, what a protein is, and what a fat is? Yeah, you over there. What's a protein again?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be.
So your protein are the foods that contain amino acids, and usually they're found in animal products: pork, beef, chicken, fish. They're also found in dairy products, And your carbohydrates are what your body converts to as fiber and sugar, and these are the starchy foods that you eat. Usually your rice, your bread, your oats, your dough, all the things you need to do in order to grow. Your carbohydrates, bro. So yeah, that's what a carb is. Now, if you're wondering, hey Daniel, what's a fat? Well, a fat is this, fam. That's a fat. But if we're talking about food, fats are the fatty acids containing in the food. So this could be your butter, your oil, your nuts. These are the foods that contain high in fat. So now that we got that down, and now that I've answered your question over there, did I? So now that we got that down, we basically know what a macro is and what is inside that big old macro burger. Your protein, your fat, your carbs, all your calories, you know what I mean? So this is basically your macros. So in order to find what this is, in order to maintain your current physique, your current weight, we need to calculate a few things. But if you're trying to maintain weight, cool. But the best part about understanding your macros is if you know how to manipulate the numbers. Let's say you want to lose weight, then you drop the amount of macros, which you would then drop the amount of calories, which then you could lose the amount of weight you put up. Vice versa, if you want to gain weight, you want to go into bulk, you increase your macros, you increase the calories, which then in turn builds to muscle mass with proper training and proper diet. All right, so now that we know what macros are.
Yes, sir.
Can you please repeat that?
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Let's now find out, how do we find our macros? How do we find what I need in order to lose weight? All right, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Let's say my client is John Bradley, aka Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones.
I didn't think you'd be so upset about it.
Why not? Because I'm fat.
No.
But I like girls just as much as you do. They might not like me as much.
So Samuel Tarley is 5'8" and he weighs about 230 pounds. So in order to find out what his macros are in his current weight, we need to use this formula. This formula is his body weight, which is 230, times 14 to 16. So if you're wondering, Daniel, what's 14 to 16? What do you mean by that? 14 to 16 is a scale. 14, 15, 16. So that is a scale. You need to determine where you're at the scale in terms of your activity. So I suggest if you're 14, that means you're not really active. You go to the gym every once in a while, but not really consistent. So that would be you. You would be 14. 15s would be those who are consistent in their fitness physique. They go to the gym maybe like 5 times a week, and they walk around and they do things, they breathe. If you're 16, that means you're super active. Maybe you do competitions, you do triathlons, you do Spartan race, you box while working out, you do a lot of activities. What else? You're an athlete. Did I say that already? You're a construction worker. You do a lot of physical stuff, carrying around things. You know what I mean? Like carrying around things. So you would be a 16. You know what I mean? Put that back. How you find your maintenance macros depends on that number times your weight. So in his case, it's 230 pounds times 15. I'm gonna give it a 15 because he looks like he works out, and based on this season, he looks like he lost a lot of weight. So to continue that, I'm gonna give him a 15. So 230 times 15 equals 3,450 calories. So that's his macros in order to maintain the weight he's in. But if he wants to drop the weight, he wants to lose weight, then he needs to drop his macros. Typically, I suggest dropping 200 to 500 calories in order to have that, deficit. You need to have a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. And if you want to gain weight, then you have to increase that. But that's a whole different story because there's a whole different science behind that. And if you don't know how to count macros yet, then I won't touch up on that topic because that's kind of advanced in a way. Anyway, so for him, I'm going to tell him to drop 500 calories because in a week, that's 3,500 calories that he's dropped, which he could lose about 1 pound of body fat a week because a pound of body fat is 3,500 calories, which is why we drop 500 calories from his macros. 3,450 calories minus 500, then his current macros would be 2,950 calories. That's what he's gonna eat in order to lose weight on a weekly basis consistently, assuming that he's consistent with his diet, he tracks his macros, he doesn't go over it, and he works out every once in a while. That's all you need, because guys, it's all about your diet. You can lose a lot of weight without even working out. That's straight facts. Maybe I don't encourage that because you lose your muscle mass, but you will lose weight. You will lose weight just by tweaking your diet, which is the reason why I'm saying this is a game changer, right? Because it is, I'm telling you, 100%. Now that we know Sam's calories, which is 2,150 calories, what's up, fellas? So if you're still unsure about your macros and you want another source where you could compare, you could go to calculator.net, and under fitness and health calculators, go to BMR calculator. So BMR is the basal metabolic rate, and it's basically your energy expended while at rest. So in order to find this, go ahead and type in your age, your gender, your height, and your weight. So I'm going to use what I use for the example. For Sam, he's 5'8", and he weighs 230. And let's just say he's 25 years old. So you press calculate and boom. His BMR is 2003. It's kind of low, you're probably wondering, but that's what he needs to eat at rest. So at the activity level, this is where we can see, this is where the 14 to 16 range comes in. And I would say the 14 starts at exercise 4 to 5 times a week, 15 would be daily exercise, and 16 would be intense. And as you can see, the calorie count for these are a lot lower, by like 400, 300 calories. So you could also base it from this. So if you did, 15, then that's your daily exercise. So for Sam's case, instead of it being 3,450, it would be 3,104 minus the deficit, minus 500. So that's what we're gonna base on. And like what I said before, these are all just estimates. There's no one website that's gonna tell you exactly what your maintenance macros is and what you need to eat in order to lose and all that. This is all trial and error. You need to figure this out on your own. This is just a guide, but I hope you guys could use this guide and compare to what I've given you, and from there just pick a number, maybe pick a range, pick the median of it, and go from there and base that week. And if, let's say, you lose fat that week, then you're at the right pace. But if you gain weight, then just drop the calories and try again. Drop the calories, try again. Alright, that's basically it for y'all. We want to know how much protein, carbs, and fat he has to intake in order to satisfy his calorie needs. So how do we do this? How do we find out how many grams of protein, of carbs, and of fat that he needs, right? It's quite simple, honestly. It's quite simple. There's a few ways of doing it. I'll tell you guys an easy way later, but let's do it the scientific way. So in order to find out his protein, what's recommended is a gram of protein per pound of weight. So if he's 230 pounds, then you just multiply that by 1, which equals to 230 grams of protein. And as I've mentioned when I was explaining the macros, a protein equals 4 calories per gram. So in order to find out how many calories 230 grams of protein is, we just multiply that by 4, and that equals to 920 calories. So that's that. His protein is 230 grams of protein, which equals to 920 calories. So you just subtract 920 calories to his 2,950, and that's the remaining calories he could intake. So now that we know that, let's move on to fats. How do we find out our fat now? So in order to find our fat, is almost the same. You multiply your body fat times 0.3 to 0.4. This is another scale, 0.3 to 0.4. So if you like eating a lot of fatty foods, then you go to the 0.4 range. If you like eating a lot of
these nuts,
a lot of oil, a lot of freaking chicharron, a lot of all the things you can do in your keto diet. But that's a whole different topic for me to cover as well. I love doing keto, and I actually did keto for my manhunt competition.
Safety at the next show, please. Thank you.
Anyway, another whole different story. So yeah, if you like eating fats, then you go 0.4. But if you want to eat more carbs, you want to use carbs as your energy, you want to use it towards your calories, then you multiply your body weight times 0.3. So in Sam's case, it's 230 times 0.3 equals 69 grams of fat. So like what we know, a gram of fat equals to 9 calories. So 69 times 9 equals to 621 calories. That's how much he has in the fat. So now that we know our protein and our fats, it's easy to find out our carbohydrates because we just add the calories for the protein and the fat, add that up, subtract that to our calories, which is 2,950 in Sam's case, and whatever's left, we just divide that by 4, because we know that carbs is 4 calories per gram. So let's do that. So let's add a protein, which is 920 plus fat 621 equals to 1,541. We subtract that number to 2,950, which equals to 1,409 calories of carbs. And in order to find that gram amount, we just divide that by 4, and we get 352 grams of carbohydrates. Wow, 352 grams. I could eat a pasta, some rice, extra rice, only rice. Now that we know our macros, our final macro count is protein at 230 grams, fats at 69 grams, and our carbohydrates at 352 grams of carbs. So that is our final macros. Gonna be here. Yo, Daniel, what if I want to have more carbs and, lessen the fat intake? You could do that. You could manipulate the numbers, which is the best part. One way of doing that is, since our macros amount to 100% of our diet, what we could do is set up a percentage on how much we want to eat per component. So our protein, our carbs, and our fats. So if you want like 50% would be allocated to carbs, then you multiply 50% times your current calories, in his case 2,950. So what he would be eating is 1,475, 50%. All right, so however much you get, which is half of 2,950, you divide by 4, since that's the amount of calories we have for carbohydrates. Then he gets 369 carbs. Then what he's left with is 50% to be allocated for protein and fat. So if he wants 30% to be allocated in protein and 20% in fat, then you just do the same process, and whatever amount you get is your macros. We need to be able to use this knowledge through application, meaning to say, if you really want to lose weight, then you're gonna have to start cooking more. You're gonna start being more conscious about what you eat. So in order to do that, you need a scale. You know what I mean? You need a scale to do that, because if you're gonna be cooking, you're gonna be putting the scale down, weighing what you cook, weighing the peanut butter, weighing how much oats you're gonna make in your oatmeal, and all that good stuff, weighing how much 5 ounces of chicken would be, all that good stuff. You need to weigh it out, because all that has a value. And don't be overwhelmed. Matter of fact, it's not even being overwhelmed, it's more on, don't be lazy, because at first it's gonna be so annoying trying to weigh it out. You're gonna be like, oh shit, this is a hassle, this and that. But just like every other habit, just like you developing your fitness habit, after a few weeks, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then it's just gonna come natural to you. Every time you're gonna cook, you're gonna scale it. Even if you're on bulking, you're just gonna scale it, because you've developed a habit. And that's what we want to develop, a good habit in counting your macros in your lifestyle. That's what we want. We want to develop that. I'm gonna reiterate that and really highlight that. Habits, habits, habits. Count your macros. Count what you cook. So if you're telling me, Daniel, I don't cook, then guess what? You can still count your macros. It's not going to be the best way of losing weight, but if you're going to eat out a lot, if you're going to go to McDonald's and eat their McSpicy chicken, or you're going to go to this and that and order that, just make sure they have a nutritional chart where you could find out their macros, so you could just input that. And what I need you guys to do is, first, before moving on, you need to buy a scale. You need to buy a scale. This scale is from Lazada. It's like 200 or 300 pesos. It's really cheap, but it's accurate. That's what you want in the scale. You want it to be accurate. You want it to do the job right. So that's what you need. You can get that, like what I said, in Lazada, and you can get that in your your hardware store, in your supermarket store. Pretty sure, right? So this is what we need, guys. If you guys want to do this program, we're gonna need a scale. You're gonna need a scale in order to be successful in counting your macros. So once you have a scale, you need to download MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is a game changer. If you're gonna count macros, this saves you so much time and effort because you don't gotta write every single thing down and add it all up. It does it for you. And the best part, it's free. It's free, guys. You guys don't need to buy the premium. As is, the application is great, which is why, you know, it's the best time. It's the best time to count your macros because everything is right there in our fingertips, literally. So with that, yeah, you can count your macros even though you don't cook, but that's kind of like defeating the purpose of it, because it's like, unless you're buying, you know, the weekly meals, then cool, because you could just like write down the macros and everything, which is perfect, you know, no hassle for you or nothing. But for me, like, cooking is not even a hassle. It's like more fulfillment, because if you're eating something and then you know what's in there, you are more satisfied. You know what's in your body, and your body is thanking you when you're at the gym because you're always performing at your best, because you know you put in the best ingredients in that food, and you're just like putting in your MyFitnessPal, and every day you're knocking down your goals, you're tracking it down, and you know, overall, man, it's a great feeling. It's just like, it's a whole different game. If it's like, there's weightlifting, which gets you the muscle, but there's also the cooking part, which, you know, I love to do. And you know, you add a scale there, and you're just like chiseling in whatever you want to improve in your body, which is what we're gonna do, which is what I'm gonna show you guys, and which is why you're gonna get your 6-pack by this year. I guarantee it. So after having a scale and downloading the MyFitnessPal, let's use our knowledge and apply it in our cooking, in our everyday life. And I'm going to show you step by step on how I track my current macros, or my own macros, and I'm just going to show it to you guys on how I do it. Alright guys, so welcome to my kitchen inside my room. What a beautiful day, right? So in this segment, I'm going to be actually showing you guys how I track my macros, and to kind of give you an idea on how you should do it too. So here we have all the ingredients that I need in order to make an oatmeal and also my chicken. So I'm going to be showing you guys step by step on how you're able to track your macros when you're cooking. So let's start. I'm about to turn on the oven and let's go. So first things first, let's say you just woke up, you want to make a breakfast, you want to make some oatmeal. So first thing you do before you even make your oatmeal is get your weighing scale out, get your bowl, put it in the weighing scale, turn it on, and it should automatically go to 0. So let's say you want to eat 100 grams of oatmeal. What you do is you just weigh out 100 grams of oats. No, let's just do 50. So as you can see, it's in ounces, right? It's in ounces. What I want to know is the gram value of the oats. So I just go to mode, switch it up to grams, and boom, it says 15 grams. So I want 50 grams. Let's just say I want 50 grams to start my morning. And as much as possible, you want to be as accurate as you can. I mean, if you go over and beyond, that's fine, as long as it's no more than 10 grams. But as much as possible, you want to be exact. So 49, 50. So there we go. I overshot it, 51 grams of oatmeal. So that's fine. So let's say you're just gonna microwave your oatmeal. So once you got your oatmeal, what do you do next? You put some water, right? You put water, you mix it up. So at this point, you know that whatever this is 50 grams. So you can turn your scale off so you don't get confused, and you focus on making your oatmeal. So, where's my spoon? Alright, cool. So let's say this is your oatmeal, you put it in the microwave, it's super hot, it's cooked already, and you want to add some ingredients. Here I have a scoop of protein, and what you do is you just put it inside the oatmeal and mix it up, man. So what we have in this oatmeal is 50 grams of oats and also a scoop of protein. And to track this is fairly easy. We'll do that in the end, but for now we'll just keep in mind on what our ingredients is and what we put in our food. So let's say you're satisfied with your breakfast and it's 12 p.m. already and you want to eat your lunch. So just like what we did in the oatmeal, step 1, you're gonna put the bowl, you're gonna turn it on, and since we usually want to find out the amount of food in ounces when it comes to like your protein and the big volume type of foods, you just switch it up back to ounces and boom. So yeah, so over here I got my marinated chicken. What I want to do is just weigh out how much I'm gonna eat. So let's say I want 2 pieces of chicken. That is approximately, well, not approximately because it's gonna be exact, right? So that is gonna be 9.4 ounces. So we know that 2 chicken breasts equals to 9.4 ounces. So let's remember that. For the purpose of the video, I'm not gonna record it first, but usually as I'm cooking, I'm also typing in the amount in the MyFitness app. So once we got that down, 9.4 ounces, we're ready to cook. There we go. There we go. Chicken's ready. Chicken's ready to go. And also I prepared some tomatoes, some tomatoes, and some garlic. So usually I don't need to track these down because the calorie value is so low that, unless you're eating a bunch of it. In my case, I had 3 tomatoes and 1, one glove of garlic. So just mix that right up. Leave that chicken nice and hot. And yeah, add some seasoning, some salt. I usually do the black pepper after. Do a little garlic in there, throw it all up. And yeah, guys, basically that is the meal that I prepared for you. And we're gonna go ahead and track it in our application. Let's go. Now we're ready to record our macros. So what you gotta do is open up MyFitnessPal, and under diary, here is where you could record what you listed as your ingredients and what you weighed out. So for the purpose of this video, since I've already tracked down what I ate today, I'm gonna start off with a brand new page. So for my meal 1 or for your breakfast, you just type in what you cooked up. For my case, I made some oatmeal. And the best part about this, if you can't see your oatmeal right away, you can just go to the barcode, scan it, and there we go. It should show it up. Click check, add food, and boom. But one thing you need to be conscious of is the weight. So I messed up right there, so you gotta add the value, and since that was 50 grams of oats, you have to put 50 grams of oats. So the oatmeal alone consisted of 33.8 carbs, 3.8 fat, and 6.2 grams of protein. Type that in. We also had our whey, and since I already recorded my whey, I'm just gonna type that in there, click check, and that is it for our oatmeal. And for our next meal, we have chicken. And since we weighed out that chicken when it was raw, we also want to record it in the application as raw. So here we have breast raw chicken, and since I recorded it as 9.2 ounces, we also want to record it at 9.2 ounces. So once that is accurate, click check. And that is basically it, guys. Usually I don't really track or record the vegetables, but you know, well, I'll show you. I'll just show it to you guys. So I had 3 tomatoes, and I'll show you the reason why I don't track it. Tomato. So 3 tomatoes would be about 150 grams. Serving size 100 grams. Number of serving 1.5 equals to 150. And the reason being is, look, 4.1 is carbs and 1.3 is protein. So you know, it's something you don't really care because you would have a lot of it, have a high volume of it, so you don't necessarily have to track it. But it's always a good idea to track it. So I encourage you guys to track every single thing down, unless it's just like, you know, like salt. You don't really need to track that. So basically that's it, quick and simple. How to track your macros using MyFitnessPal. Hope you guys understand it, and I hope you guys apply it in your everyday life. And just a side note, let's say you're not cooking and you're like eating out. You know, I actually don't recommend it because not all food that you order in restaurants is going to be there. But let's say you go to McDonald's and then you type in McChicken. Since it's like a pretty big branch, it's obviously going to have it. You just click on the McChicken and just type in how many sandwiches you're going to eat. So you order 2 sandwiches, type that in, and it shows you the amount of macros that 2 McChickens consist, which would be 80 grams carbs, 32 fat, and 28 protein. Click the check mark, you add it, and boom, there you have it. You have that recorded. So basically, you just got to record what you eat and track down your remaining calories that you can eat for the day. So with that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed and hope you guys learned something. Alright guys, so once the chicken's done, oatmeal's done, we are ready to prepare our food, and that is it for you guys. That's how you track what you eat, and that is how you track your macros. This is basically it, guys. Like, that's basically what it is, and it's as simple as that. I guarantee you, if you do this, you will set and break your goals and break your records and be so successful in what you're trying to do, because you're developing a sense of discipline in fitness, in your cooking, in your lifestyle, which is a game changer. Game freaking changer. Game changer. So yeah. And by the way, if you're wondering, yo, Daniel, like, why giving us all these gems? Why are you dropping all these gems for us, and you know, this and that? Because I'm gonna tell you guys the whole situation. A few months ago, I posted a picture. I reached out to people. I was like, yo, if you guys want to do this program, then I'd love for you guys to join. DM me, because I'm also going to be tracking down your progress, and then we're going to be transparent, because I want to be able to guide you guys in your success. And I'm saying this again now because for those people who want to join this competition, or I'm sorry, this transformation, I'm going to start May 1st is the first day we're going to do all this. And you guys could still have that free advice personally by hitting me up on Instagram. You could follow Daniel.Azurin on Instagram. Send me a DM. I'm going to send you guys some information, so we're transparent on what I expect and what you expect from me, because this is going to be documented and this is going to be awesome. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to have a great time knowing all you guys, and you're going to have a great time knowing me. And at the same time, we're going to build a community that's just like supporting each other, and you know, and through the brand that we have, PROCESSIVE, you know, we're just going to keep on moving forward, man. We're gonna trust the process, and we're gonna make this an amazing time and a start of something new, which is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So with that, this is your boy Daniel. And also, if you guys want to cop some baseball caps, super fresh PROCESSIVE baseball caps. Follow Daniel.Azurin and follow PROCESSIVE on Instagram, and send PROCESSIVE a DM, and my team will get back to you. We have a few merch from our last event in Cebu with WNBF, so make sure to hit us up, man, because these are gems. These are also like exclusive and super dope, man. This is like, this shirt is the one on Instagram. Can you guys see that? Yeah, a lot of people are asking me about this shirt. Super dope. But I don't have a lot of stocks for this left. But if you are interested, I do still have a few. So hit me up. If you want to support the brand, great. You guys are also supporting whatever I'm trying to do, which is to empower all you guys, myself, and to be able to make these types of videos and to be able to make more content that is super beneficial to the community. So with that being said, pinapagod na ako, pare. Hinihingal na ako. So, this is how you can tell that I'm super inspired right now and super hyped, because, I'm basically showing you guys how I do things, and I hope you guys could appreciate it and show some love once again. Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Daniel.Azurin, and this is how to count your damn macros. Yeah.
So please give a big round of applause to welcome Swim Wet Hooray! Woo-hoo!
Mr. Photogenic is from the Philippines.
คุณแม่ยิ้มเก่งนะคะ
คุณโดงครับชอบคนนี้ได้ไหมครับเห็นไหมครับว่าดิฉันมีอาการหน้าบานขึ้นมาแต่ว่าเกินหลายคนสังเกตได้เลยบัตรออนจะแหมทำงานมากเลยตอนนี้
And the next show please. Thank you
และขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับคุณริกกี้อาบัตและคุณกัญญาพัฒน์อินทรรักษาด้วยนะคะ
And now it's time for the photo section for the 3 winners.